Hello, this is Kim, and I'm going to get just the camera here in a moment. Hello, I'm peeking out over here. Oh well, that was one way to do it. I had pulled that graphic in there, and oh well. It's been a while, guys. Hi, this is Kim from Dorothy's Daughter. I am back. Um, I hope I'm getting settled. You see, I'm in a very plain room right now, so bear with me because it's really going to be a lot better soon. But this is in a beautiful new sewing room that I will show you what I have so far. Nothing is unpacked, but it is partially in place. My pegboards aren't here and all the usual things you're used to seeing, so it got me in a white wall today. But anyway, let me just do our intro and then I will be right back. All right, so today I have a fabric haul for you, and I have a just a little bit of catch up what's going on in my life and that. So I guess what I want to just say first of all is thank you. If you're new here, then what you may not know is that I've been really kind of AWOL for a few months because I lost my husband, and before that I was having major surgeries. So it's been a few months, and I apologize, but I am back, and then I've got my sewing room partially in order, and I'm sewing again. So that is really good, and it feels great. So I'm excited about being back. I'm excited about what I have planned for the channel. There have been some time here in the last, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks that I haven't been able to do much because my back still isn't fixed, so I can't really lift a lot. So all I could do was really sit and plan and think. And I have a lot of goals for the channel, so I did a lot of thinking. So without further ado, let me just see who's here. All right. Oh, we got lots of people here already. We have Brenda and Dee. Hi guys, so good to be here. Michelle, Kenethia? I don't know if I'm saying that right. Beautiful, beautiful. It's been a while since I've been here, actually. She said it's been a while since she's been able to attend a chat. So I'm glad you're here. And I'm glad I'm here because I have missed this so, so much. It's just been one thing or another. And I guess I forgot what it was like to move. And it was 24 years in one place. And then not only that, but I did it alone. So, my kids helped, but, the buck stops here. So that's how it is. And, but I'm total as committed as I ever was to this channel. So, oh, there's Chris. Hi. Nice to see you. And Nancy. And let's see who else is here. Heidi. Oh, my goodness. So Notes, hi, good to see you. Ivy's here, good to see you. Amy, Lori, Berna, hi guys. Ivy says she's gonna have toddlers, so she'll see how long it lasts that she can be here. Yeah, I understand that. That would have been me last week. I had toddlers last week, I was gonna come back last week, but I ended up with toddlers. So yeah, that wasn't fun. It was fun, but it wasn't fun missing. The timing wasn't fun. Let's see. Kathy and Renee. Kay. Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate all the prayers. Kenethia said she was praying for me, and I really appreciate that. I have learned so much about myself. I'm stronger than I thought I was. I have learned a lot about the Lord, obviously. There's nothing like the rubber hitting the road with your faith to make you really lean, and I've learned a lot. I have learned so much. In fact, I may have news on that as well. Just a prayer nugget at this point, but something that I might want to put in the works. Sadie, good to see you. Oh my goodness, everybody, hi. Janice and oh my goodness, I can't say every name because there's just a lot of them, but thank you, thank you, thank you. And oh my gosh, I've missed you guys so much. And I want to hear what's going on in your lives too. Also, if you're new here, this is not how our chat usually. I have some kind of a topic. And today I do. I have a fabric haul to show you, a small one. But also, we do have a Facebook group. So if you like to share your makes and you like to maybe even share a little more personally on that level, you can do that on our Facebook group. It's called Dorothy's Daughter Community. And we have 2.1 thousand members of that group. And that makes me incredibly excited because that means there's that many people who are excited about sewing and excited about this community. And I got to tell you guys, even with all the obstacles I've had in getting this channel, keeping this going in the last couple months, I got to tell you, it still grew. I hit 1 million views in the middle of all this, and that could have only been from God. So most of all, that's where my thanks will go. But thank you to all of you who kept watching and liking and subscribing and forwarding. All those things help, and I love you all so, so much. Well, I'm going to show you a picture now of what this room that I'm sitting in actually looks like. It's not just a bare white wall. This is the best lighting place at the moment without having a huge amount of boxes behind me. I'll be moving some things around maybe by next week, but it might have to be like this for a couple weeks. My pegboards are still hanging at the old house. They didn't want to bring them on moving day because they didn't want to break them. But I've actually hired movers to get the rest of my stuff, so they should be able to know how to handle them well. And then it's just getting somebody over here to hang them for me. So I miss Kevin. I miss him for so many reasons, but I used to have my handyman, right there, and I don't have him anymore. So my kids do what they can, but they have work and lives and their own kids, and they had their vacations too. So yeah, I just do what I can. All right, so I'm just going to show you this picture here. This is what my room looks like currently. So you can see I've got my serger and my cover stitch over there on the left against the window, and then I've got my main machine there. I've got my table with my Cricut, and you're used to seeing that heat press behind me with the big shovel handle. And that's going to be there. This is my dresser over here on the other wall and my sublimation printer. This dresser has mostly fabric in it. And then along this wall that I'm sitting against is going to be a Kallax unit from IKEA, which is sitting over there not put together. And it is going to be 5 cubes by 5 cubes. So it's nice, big, large cube storage for fabric. And I had 10 cubes before, so now I'm going to have 25. So that's going to be really nice. This is what used to be the living room of the house. My son-in-law, bless his heart, put this new wood floor in for me, the wood laminate. And I love it. I love it, love it, love it. So this is my new digs, guys. And the rest of the house, it looks about the same as this with the number of boxes. But I'll get there. I will get there. All right, so hopefully that was a little glimpse. Eventually, if I go this way, I'll have fabric behind me. And if I go that way, I'll have a pegboard behind me. Probably the same one you're used to seeing. So, but that window is great for sewing, but it complicates filming because I can't, I have to go this way with filming because I don't want unless I do it at night, which I could do, but yeah, it kind of complicates that. But man, that natural light is wonderful for sewing. So let me see what you guys are up to here. Oh, thanks, Priscilla. I love it so much, so much. And yeah, it's gonna be fabulous. It's not right now, but it will be. It will be. Um, Other people help me pack, so there's some things that I am just going to be really happy girl to find, because they were so great helping me. But I, because I had help, I don't know what box different things are in. So as soon as my pegboard is here, I'll have more of my things on at my fingertips. I did buy that utility cart. Let me pull that picture up again. That little utility cart, you see the blue one here in the front. I bought that to just put essentials that I knew I would need if I was sewing until I get those things. So I've got my scissors and tape measure and marking tools and whatnot, pins, and that's just going to have to be enough for now. But I remember I used to not even have that, so I'm grateful, grateful, grateful. All right. My Sadie, thank you. My mother-in-law is doing well. She's turning 93 next week, and she's still grieving, as all of us are actually. My kids, me, my mother-in-law. You know, it's easy to think you're the only one who's suffering the loss, but when my kids were, my daughter's on vacation now. My son was on vacation last week, and somebody said, "Well, your kids just left you," you know, or like they made a comment. I mean, they didn't mean it in a mean way or anything, but they just would say, "Oh, that you don't have anybody there," you know, they just went on vacation. And I said, "Well, yeah, you know, I have to remember that they lost their dad and they need a breath. They need a breath just as much as I do." So, um, I'm very happy that they got to do that. My son went to Florida to see his wife's family, and they had a wonderful time, and I'm very happy that he got that. And my daughter's at a wonderful Christian family camp this week, and it looks, by the pictures, it looks like it was fabulous. So I'm excited to see what they did, and yeah. So that is catch up. Oh, one other thing I will tell you, that big window, right out in front of that big window, closer to the street though, is where Kevin's memorial tree is going to be planted, which was given by his siblings, which makes my heart just, you know. So I'll be able to look out my window and see that tree every day. So, so that'll be a wonderful view for me. This is a very quiet, nice little neighborhood, and I'm I'm beyond happy with this house. Um, I I just it's not what I'm used to, but I'm getting there. I really am. I like the area. My grandkids are close, which is a really big plus, and yeah, so it's good. It's all good. All right. Mom is doing well though, and we're gonna take her out for her birthday, and it's hard for me to talk to her sometimes though because we both end up crying, and um, yeah, you can pray that I'll just like call her more because it's hard sometimes to want. You know, I love her dearly, but it's hard to want to call her because it's really hard to. I don't want to make her cry, and I don't want to cry, but it's part of the healing. So, anyway, let's move on. Let me show you my fabric haul. This one is from a while back, but I didn't share it yet, and I haven't sewn any of it yet, so I'm going to show you. This is a fabric haul from Girl Charlie, and Michelle, are you close to Tecumseh? Well, kind of. I'm in Temperance, so just down the road a little bit. I would love to get together. I'm not allowed to drive real far right now because of my numb legs, but if you want to come this way, I would love to meet you somewhere. That would be great. All right, this is, why don't you email me Dorothy's Daughter 1957 at gmail.com. That's the channel address. Or send me a message on Facebook, and we can chat about that. I'd love to do that. Um, Thank you, Sandra. It is going to be a wonderful view. Oh, Paula, hi. Nice to see you. I hope you're feeling well through all your surgery and everything. Oh, it's so good to see you here. I act like it's me that's been gone. I know. So anyway, this is French terry. It was called a scarf design. I don't know. I kind of liked it. It's a little bigger design than I thought it was going to be. But I love French terry, so this will likely be some kind of sweatshirt or something, like a hoodie or even a cardigan. Um, Probably not for me. It's not really my colors, but I do know I do have family that would love this a lot. So um, yeah, it's kind of a washed gray. It's not really like a poppy gray. So, but I like it. I do. Or this could be used as tester fabric. It just wasn't what I expected, but I do love it. I love French terry. The feel is great, and the colors are great. That's what drew me to it when I ordered it. Um, but I thought the design was small. I would have liked the design to be a little smaller. Hi, Gail. Oh, thank you for my tea. Yeah, for the comment, Kenethia. This is a classic tea that I made, and then I did the vinyl with my Cricut, and that is one of my favorite worship songs. So, if you are familiar with worship music, you probably know that phrase. But right now, I need this more than ever. I made this before all that happened. But I find myself wearing this shirt to remind myself that I do need to be brave because there's a lot of things ahead. All right, this is the beginning of the knit 3-yard bundle that I got. So it's 3 different pieces that were each 3 yards. And this is it's like a spandex, but it's brushed. So it's almost like a brush poly, but a little thicker, and it's a really deep brown, but it has the brushed makes it almost feel suede. So I think this would make a fantastic pair of leggings. I really think it'd be a cool pair of leggings. Or um, a dress would be pretty in this, or maybe a tunic. I like it. I like it a lot. Um, I don't always wear brown, but sometimes it's not bad for me. I mean, I'm a warm spring, so um, I can get away with brown. So I like it. Got 3 yards, so it could be a nice dress, really. Maybe a skirt, maxi skirt for winter. Wouldn't that be pretty? I think that would be a beautiful maxi skirt. Maybe a Ravinia from Love Notions. The next piece was also from the knit bundle. And this is really pretty. It's a tropical print. This is a double brush poly. And it has wonderful colors. Look at those colors. Very tropical. And this could be a maxi dress or a top. Um, I'm not going to need as much fabric as I used to. I actually, I grieved off 20 pounds since May, but I had already lost 10 because I knew I was having surgery, so I tried a little bit to lose 10. So then I grieved off 20 pounds, and so I've just decided that I might as well keep going. So I've lost 43 pounds. Like, I don't even feel like I've been dieting, but it's not as fun to be bad anymore because I don't have my person that I love to be bad with. But anyway, this is going to be beautiful, and I actually can probably get a couple things out of this. now because I think I'm going to be more down in the large instead of the extra large. And a lot of times the extra large needs a little bit more fabric. So kind of excited about that. Um, so, all right, where's the third piece of it? All right, then there was the knit bundle. I've misplaced the third piece of that bundle. I'm not remembering which it was, but maybe I sewed it already. I don't know. But anyway, this is a woven bundle. Same thing, only woven fabrics. These are all like a silky print, like almost like a georgette, but it's not see-through at all. But this is, I love this one. Aren't the colors of that beautiful for fall? And you know, with 3 yards, I mean, I can do, and it's got a really nice drape. Isn't that beautiful? It's actually a butterfly if you look at it. They're butterflies. See? Anyway, I just think that would make a beautiful, beautiful dress for fall. That's what I'm going to do. And this one is, I think this will make a really nice tunic type top with black pants. This one is sheer, so I'd have to do a black cami under it. But really pretty. Isn't that gorgeous? I love it. It's got almost an orange tone, like a rust, and then like a coral, and then the background is black and gray. So I like it a lot. I'm going to get better colors in this room because when my son-in-law painted it, he's like, "What color do you want it?" And I said, "You're probably going to think this is boring, but I just want gray." So the walls are like just a tiny, like they're almost white, but they're gray. And then the other wall on the other side there is like a medium gray. So that's an accent wall. It's just gray. So the colors will be more accurate in here than they were in my yellow room, which was always a challenge. So I'm very happy that I can have a better white balance situation in here for video. If you've ever tried to make color right with video, then you know what I mean. Let me catch up on things here. Thank you, Paula. Paula's been working a lot, all good. Seems that with all that's happened, you are in a good place. I am. I really am. Let's see. Thank you, Kenethia. Okay, thank you for noticing that I would look thinner. I've been getting into clothes I haven't worn in a while, but sadly, some of my favorite makes are starting to get big on me, which makes me sad, but I'll just have to make them again. Yeah, thank you so much. And this one is gorgeous, like a light coral, and it's like a georgette. It is somewhat sheer, so it's gonna need something underneath it, but oh man, isn't that beautiful? I was going to do the salt whistle with this. I was originally on the testing team, and then when I couldn't get everything together, I had to drop out of that one. But I was going to do the salt whistle out of this and with the layers, and then get try to find a matching or close fabric for like a knit slip for underneath. But I love this. Isn't that beautiful? So I'm not sure what I will do with it, but it'll be pretty. And the last piece I got, this one I knew what I was ordering. This one is an ITY, and this is definitely, I think I want to do like a Be Graceful maxi dress from Ellie Mac. It's sort of like gathered here at the, like a high waist with a scoop neck. Just a real simple kind of dress. But this ITY, that is purple with hibiscus flowers on it. Isn't that beautiful? I love that. I love the color. And this is probably going to be one of my first makes. So, so that's my haul. And I've got another big one coming. I don't know, did any of you see the Olga's Closet $3.95 sale that she had the other day? I fell prey. I ordered, I don't know how many yards, but it was $134 worth of fabric. So I'm going to have a lot to show from that haul. I did order 2 mystery boxes, one knit and one woven. And just got some beautiful prints. And yeah, I love prints. You know, I love solids too. But I'm a print girl. I really, if you look at my fabric collection, you know, probably 80% of what I pick is a print. So, but you have to have solids to go with those things. So, definitely need to do that. Chris, alterations. Yes, some of them are worthy of alterations. Some of them have been worn a lot, so it might be worth just making again. My bathing suits that I made for myself are actually just they still fit. They're just fitting better, and I mean they're just not as. There's a lot of forgiveness with bathing suits, and my t-shirts are just looser and but actually like them that way, so that doesn't bother me too much. I mean, this one I made this fit me fine before, and it fits me fine now. So biggest change is through here. That narrow shoulder adjustment that I always talk about. I was doing it, but this is more normal for my weight, and before, you know, I gained weight, that I had to do that literally on everything because I'm like a size 12 right here. And then everywhere else is a lot larger, even when I'm at my lowest weight. So, yeah, I do too. I love Olga's Closet. She's got beautiful fabrics, and her prices are decent. And they're about one of the, because, you know, shipping has gone up. And like girl Charlie used to have over a certain amount, it was free. And a lot of them used to, and a lot of them don't have that anymore. So Olga's Closet has over $60 is free shipping. And so that makes it worth it to place a big order there. And so that's what I did. And I hadn't bought fabric in a while. And so I thought, since I need some new clothes, I would treat myself to some new fabrics. And I've got one thing I have a lot of is fabric, but you guys know how I feel about that. It's better to have a stash. Don't let anybody talk you out of your stash, because when you find the pattern that you really want to make, if you take that and those requirements and you go to the store, go to Joann's or whatever locally, you're never going to find something on sale that you want for that. So if you have a stash of things you love and you know you need 3 yards for, you know, a dress, or, you know, 2 yards for a t-shirt, or, you know, 2.5 for a fancy top, or for me it's about 2 to 2.5 yards for pants, then you know that you can get by, have that in your stash, and you already know you like the colors and prints and stuff, so you can shop your stash. So I'm going to have a huge stash behind me soon that you guys are going to like oogle over, because I didn't even have all of it out before, and some of it is in drawers, but a lot more of it will be on display. See how fast I go through it. But there's more, always more. So, but I will tell you, when my husband was laid off 3 times in 5 years, where we didn't have anything except a little bit of what I was making on YouTube and his unemployment, and we lived in a house that, you know, was purchased with a, you know, engineer's salary. So, you know, we had money issues there off and on. And when we didn't have an income, I didn't buy fabric during that time, but I kept sewing because I had a stash. So it's not a bad thing. And if the economy goes really crazy and you have a stash, you will have clothes. So just saying. Anyway, Caroline for the love of crochet. I love your name there. You have a hard time putting your crochet hook down to see. I love that. You just crochet away. That's wonderful. I'm all for creativity, whatever form it takes. Verna Hyde, love you. Yes, double brush poly is $17.99 at Joann's. $17.99. Girl Charlie's double brush poly is always either $5.99 or $6.99 a yard. And the double brush poly that I got in the mystery boxes was like about $3 a yard. The Oldest Closet, the $3.95 were some fabrics. Most of the ones I bought were $4.95. But still great because it was a double brush poly, good quality because she has nothing but good quality, and it's going to be lovely. And compare that, you know, $4.95 to $17.99 if you have a coupon, because then they'll put it on sale. This is what they do. They'll put it on sale for $15.99 or $14.99 or maybe even sometimes $12.99 at Joann's, but you're still not saving any money. They're still raking it in. It makes me mad sometimes. I go there for things when I need buttons and things like that. Occasionally for fabric that I just need something, an accent or something like that. But I certainly don't shop there on a routine basis. I did buy, and I don't know where it is at the moment, but you'll end up seeing it because I'm going to make a valance over my window when I put my blinds back up. That is a little sewing pattern that they had in like a home dec fabric that they had on the clearance rack when I was in Texas. So it was at the Joann's where my brother lives. So I bought that to do some sewing for, accessories in here. I might make some covers for my uh, machines and then a valance. So that'll be neat. It has little scissors and buttons, and it's got like a navy blue and like a dusty pink like this in it. I think it'll be really nice with this color paint, and then my pegboards are still going to have that bright pink, so it'll kind of pick that up too. So anyway, let's see. Granny's Sewing Room, thank you so much. I am glad to be back. Yes, Joann's is just nuts. I agree. Lori says, I resisted the Olga sale, but the one before I ordered from twice. Yeah, I know. It's just very tempting. And the other one I have a hard time staying. Two other ones I have a hard time. Actually, three if you count Girl Charlie, because that's always been a staple for me. But Miley May, or Millie May, however you say it, they have gorgeous fabric. And I have a hard time when they have any kind of sale. I have a hard time staying away from it. And then the other one is boho. I love boho fabrics too. So, yeah, it's hard sometimes to stay away from sales, but it's good to know when they're there though, and it's good to have those pieces, especially like when we were not having an income. I sew for my grandkids for their birthdays and stuff. They never knew we didn't have an income because I had stuff in my stash for them. So it's great. Yeah, definitely never don't have anybody ever make you feel guilty for your stash. I've had friends that say, "Oh, I just got rid of all my stuff because I'm just trying to be downsize and be simple." Well, this is my way of being simple, is to order it on sale, because it's not something you can just run out and buy anywhere. So you got to order it if you really want to have the really beautiful stuff, because Joann's and Hobby Lobby just don't cut it. And most of us, if you're lucky and you live by big warehouses and things, great. But if you're like, the rest of us in middle America, we have Joann's and we have Hobby Lobby. Am I right? That's our picks, and neither one of them are super great. Hobby Lobby's good. They do have nice things and they do have good sales, but they have far more quilting things than they have apparel. And I've had a few things that weren't the greatest quality from there. So, um, but most of it is great. So I guess that happens anywhere though. That's right, Kenithia. We could be spending our money on other nonsense stuff. Cheryl says, I've been adding to my stash from a Mennonite resale store. Wonderful. That's great. That's a really great place to find fabric because those ladies sew a lot. Thank you so much. Granny's Sewing Room said I have a beautiful space to work in, and I do. I feel entirely blessed. I feel like this room was a gift. Um, the story about this house is that when I came to look at it, it had the perfect layout, fenced yard for my dogs, perfect size for me, just what I needed. But we walked in the door and it reeked of marijuana. I mean, literally, and it was like, at first you're like, what's that smell? And you're like, okay, yeah, I grew up in the 60s. I've smelled that before. I've never done it, but I've smelled it. I'm like, okay, so it just became legal in Michigan 3 years ago. So some people moved here to just capitalize on that. And it turns out when we saw the detached garage that has its own heating and cooling and had a whole irrigation system, we figured it out that this was a growing establishment for marijuana. But I have reclaimed it for family use. So, but we had to do a lot to get the smell out. All of the flooring is on this side of the house, all the flooring is gone. And paint after spraying that bins stain and smell killer on all the walls. And so my son-in-law and his father and a few other friends have done all of this for me. So, while it isn't 100% done, I am beyond grateful to those guys. I mean, just beyond grateful. So, they're wonderful. Good morning, Michelle. You're in New Zealand. It must, let's see, I don't know how many hours ahead you guys are, but it's already tomorrow there, isn't it? um, Kathy, you live by a huge fabric warehouse called SR Harris. Oh, I wish. I actually just moved farther away from them, so I won't get to go to Zincs a whole lot because Kevin and I used to love to just make that drive, and I don't drive that far. So if there's anybody in the area that wants to go on a road trip with me, then I'll split the gas once in a while and go to Zincs. I'm your girl. All right, I'm in the Temperance, Lambertville, Michigan area, which is still sort of Greater Toledo. I lived in Ohio, but Toledo encompasses, you know, kind of the area goes over the state line. So that's the part that I'm in. My neighbors, yeah, I don't know. I haven't met too many of them yet. I met the people just next door, and they're snowbirds and really sweet people. But I'm guessing that they probably are. Probably don't have smells coming out of the yard, like they did. Um, my yard doesn't kept up as great as it could be right now because my kids have been busy moving me. But it will be. It will be. All in good time. So, wow, great to see everybody here. I'm not keeping up like I should here today. Um, yes, Verna, yes, Joanne's is nuts. Caroline's sewing is a great pastime. You can learn so much. Oh, thank you. Thank you for that plug there. Yeah, Okay, so some things I'm thinking about for the channel, for this channel. One is I would like to kind of turn this Wednesday thing into a podcast, and I talked about this before. I'd like to have guests and interview maybe some other YouTubers, maybe um, pattern company designers or something like that. So I'm working on that, the logistics of how I want to get that really seamless. And a few of you guys had responded to me to help me figure that out, and that was like right before everything happened. So I haven't like done anything with it at all yet, but that is in the works, and um, I think it'll be a really good. And then if we want to have another just chat time that's just for fun. We can do that another day, or I mean, this is always going to be interactive anyway, but we can do it another day, or we can even do it on the Facebook page. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. I'd like to make this a podcast, an interactive one though, where you can ask questions and you can still say, please pray for my brother, or whatever. I'm always fine with that, no matter what we're doing. Um, Always fine with that. That's just who I am. So if you guys hadn't prayed for me in the absolute worst time of my life, um, I would I would not be sitting here smiling without all the love, the outpouring. You guys don't know how much that has meant to me, so much, and I'm not gonna cry. But yes, um, that's one thing I realized, is that the sewing community is absolutely beautiful. There's so many wonderful people, and just, I know I can't even get back to everybody who reached out to me. Like, it's just overwhelming amount of support, and I do take comfort knowing that I've actually had my worst day of my life already. So I can't. There's nothing that could be worse than losing the love of your life. Nothing. So it can only go up. So, oh, yes. Kenethia said we need to have a fabric sewing road trip. Yes, yes, yes. I love to travel. And so I'm going to be looking for people that want to travel with me, because that's something I really love to do, and something that Kevin and I did a lot of. As you know, our Mexico trips and everything. And I'm so glad that we got to go 2 years in a row. And we went in March before he passed in May. And he had such a wonderful time. He loved it so much, and so I'm so happy that he had that experience. Um, and all right, let's see. The other thing that is not really related to this channel, but something that I'm tossing around, and you can let me know if you think that this would be a good thing, and if you'd be like interested or whatever. I might just kind of do it on a trial basis and see. But I'm thinking about just starting a devotional channel, just sharing. I have been through a lot, and I think I could really, the Lord's putting it on my heart to help other people going through things, not just this, but I've gone through a lot in my life. So um, I really do think I could help some people. So um, one of the reasons why I have felt loneliness is because I'm a people person. And I really feel like God's speaking to me right now, telling me that I'm a people person because I'm supposed to help people. So, because I'm drawn to people. So I don't want to like make this channel about that, or because that wouldn't be fair to people who just want to learn about sewing. So and I probably am saying too much for some of you right now anyway, so I apologize for that. I won't go on about it a lot, but I will just say that I am thinking about that. So if you think that's something you would really like to tune into, maybe on a weekly basis. Maybe it could take a Bible study format. I mean, I'm not really sure. I'm kind of just praying about it right now. So give me a little message on Facebook, or just on here or whatever, comment and let me know if that's something you would enjoy doing. So, and if you know um, anybody who'd like to be on my new Wednesday podcast when we get that going, somebody who's got a new pattern out and they want to plug it, or I thought maybe like somebody like Cash Moret when she released her book, just different things like that. And what I'm really looking forward to is that I'm going to learn a lot as I interview these people too, which is only going to make the rest of the channel better too. So this channel is my baby right now. So you guys are, I keep saying that, and then, I keep having obstacles, but it is definitely something that I am 110% devoted to. So, yeah, I've got ideas, some big ones. Thought about doing, the podcast on Wednesdays and doing, either a tutorial or review on Fridays because that's when a lot of patterns are released, and the feature Friday from Love Notions. So perhaps then, or maybe a Monday thing. I'm not really sure there, but I also thought about doing just sew with me Saturday and just film while I'm sewing and then just play that, back on Saturday and, just kind of a sew along, but maybe you wouldn't even have to be sewing the same thing. And I have not forgotten about the Patreon and the library of techniques. That's another thing I really want to do. All these things just take a lot of more time than I really thought they would, but I'll do them. I will get there. One thing I have right now is a lot of time. So if I can combine that with, it's eventually going to come together with the ability to get to things and, not have a really awful day where I'm crying all day or whatever. But yeah, it's coming. There's been a lot of healing taking place in me right now. So, yeah. And if you are going through a loss or a hard time in your life, please feel free to reach out to me because, man, I've been there. Oh, Kenethia is going to do a devotion channel talking about the pursuit of singleness. Well, maybe I might need to join that because that's where I'm finding myself right now. Not by my choice, but I suppose there's a lot of single women who didn't get there by choice, not just me. I think there's probably women who've had, I think it might be even more tragic if somebody has a spouse who leaves them or was unfaithful or something like that. That would be harder, I think, than this. At least I know that he was faithful and he loved me. So yeah, maybe I'll tune in there. Maybe send me information. Discovery Fabrics lady. Ooh, thank you. I will give her an email. Maybe she can be one of the first ones. That would be great. Thank you, Chris is in for the devotional channel. Good. Paula says these lives start a bit late during the week. Ooh, I wish I could find a time that was good for everyone. That's the hard thing about having things worldwide is that it's hard to pick a time. We might be able to go back to 3 again. I think that was a good time as well, but it was a little bit. Then there's people on the West Coast where it was a little early for 2, but noon isn't bad though for them really. But 4 was what was working for me throughout a few things in the last few months. So I can maybe go back to 3 if that would be easier for you, Paula. And but you'll always be able to watch it afterwards as well. So, okay, good. Oh, yes. Somebody said they're a minimalist sewer because they only live in a one bedroom. Yeah, that would be a little bit of a hardship with having a stash. Um, yeah. Do you have a friend that you know really, really well who would lend you a chest of drawers in their bedroom or something? Even a chest full is a lot of fabric, you know. Um, I have this chest, the white one that was in the picture. It was just it basically came with it was meant for a baby's room with a crib, and it's really, it's really just, you know, I have sublimation supplies in one drawer, and the other two big drawers are fabric, and the top drawer is my sewing room junk drawer that are like, you know, oh, I found this screw, I don't know what it's to, so I put it in there, that kind of thing. So adapters and whatnot. So that's what that is. But you could easily fill up a whole chest with fabric, and that would take you through a season at least. Um, just to encourage you, if you have room for like a little small chest or something. I think that's why our grandparents had cedar chests, because they would store away their winter things, you know, because they just didn't have big enough houses to have everything out all at once. So, yeah, life was simpler then, and a lot of those things we should get back to, I think. Definitely. All right. So, you know, what's really interesting is that I put it back to anyone can join the chat, and we didn't have a troll this week so far. So, I don't know if making it subscribers only almost made it worse. So, I'll leave it like this for a while. We'll see what happens. If you hadn't been watching before, we were having a lot of problems with trolls, and I went to a only subscribers could post, but anybody could watch, thinking that that would weed out the trolls. But we had like, I don't know, 5 or 6 of them that hour, so that didn't work. But today's been pretty pleasant, so we'll see what happens. Yeah. All right. Do you all have any questions about anything? Sewing questions? I'm not sure what I'm going to sew this week so far, so I think I really would like to do this, and I could use a dress that would, because I think this fabric would take me into fall a little bit if I do like a short or elbow sleeved dress. And it would be really a nice, I think it would be nice maxi dress. And I could even probably wear it with a cardigan and boots in the, you know, in the fall. But so I think, you know, I'm trying on stuff and I'm like, yeah, this doesn't fit anymore. It's so sad. Some of my favorite things. But I have a few people that are a tiny bit bigger than me that might be able to wear them, so they'll get some love. It's bad because when you take them to a resale shop or something, there's no tags, so they only want like designer things. So let's see. Good pattern for sweatpants. Well, I think that the joggers that Ellie and Mac have are pretty nice. They have not so basic pants, and they have like a flare or they have a straight. But I mean, you could put elastic in the bottom of if you want the elastic on the bottom, you could put that in almost any pair. That would be nice joggers. Pair of Sabrinas could be nice joggers as well, the straight leg. Um, that would be great in fleece, really great. Um, Trying to think what else. Let's see. I think, let me look here. I think 5 out of 4 has a jogger pattern that's really great. Let me see. Look here. Henry Sweat. Oh, those are girls or ladies, men's, I mean. But they do have a. That's a kids, I think. Let's see, maybe the. Okay, here's the ladies version, I believe. Fern sweatpants, 5 out of 4, $10, and you can use my link. Let me. At the bottom of all my videos is all of the affiliate links that I have. If you go to the website through one of those links, I'll get credit for it. So, yeah, the Fern sweatpants by 5 out of 4. Those look really good. So, yeah, you just can't beat sweatpants. You could do Allegros, the Love Notion Allegros too, in a knit, especially like sweatpants don't tend to be super stretchy. So you might be able to get away with just doing um, the Allegro pants from Love Notions, so which are a great everyday pant. Like they're just fantastic. I've got shorts out of that, and I've got long pants out of that, and between that, my 3 favorites of knit pants are the Resolutions. I've done Allegros in both woven and knit, really, and then the Sabrinas. My favorite woven one is the duets, but you can also do the duets in knit, but that's a dressier pant that wouldn't be for sweatpants. So hopefully that works for you. A good basic machine, I would get a Janome, any of the basic models, because you're going to have what you need for apparel. All you really need is a straight stitch and a zigzag. You don't even actually have to have a zigzag, but the zigzag allows you to do knits better. So I would highly suggest a zigzag. But there's a lot of little features and stuff that will make your life easier. And any of the really good brands, just their basic models. I always tend to do like not the cheapest, but maybe the next one up. So that's what I would do. So yeah. Uh, yep, I agree. Love Notions for sweatpants, definitely. Oh, that's wonderful, Granny's sewing room. She's praying over her house, which is something that I also do. I'm actually going to have my pastor come and do a house blessing and have some of my friends from my old um, neighborhood and things come and see where I ended up. But I need to get a little more settled first. But yeah, my kids and I have prayed over it for sure. All right. Well, you guys, I am going to go and get myself some dinner, and I'm going to go get a library card in my new hometown. um, and yeah, so I will be seeing you more often, I promise. Promise, promise, promise. Life is getting a little bit more settled. There's a little bit of disturbance in the force right now with selling the old house. But I don't expect that to last too long. But right now we're getting it ready to sell, and you know, there's just always another thing breaking, which is just, you know. So that's a little prayer request if you're inclined to pray. But yeah, that is something that I've been kind of uh, dealing with. But other than that, I am getting settled in. So I'm ready to sew a lot more and film a lot more and start uh, finding my new normal. So, and thank you guys for the outpouring. So I am planning a chat for next week at the same time. Um, I might move it to 3 if it works for me, and unless I get a lot of negative feedback about that. So let me know if that doesn't work for you. But 3 Eastern would be like noon on the West Coast, and it would be an hour earlier for Paula, who's, you know, would be 10 instead of 11, which would make a big difference, I think. So yeah, let me know if there's any problem with that, and I will seek out the Discovery Fabrics lady and see what I can do about getting that podcast going. So that's step 1, I think. And I'll be doing some tutorials and sew alongs, and I still want to do the salt whistle and the reviews, so that's coming. I also bought a Rowenta Pro ironing station that has a huge tank. It's not the gravity kind, but it has like a big tank so that you don't have to constantly refill it. And I am going to see how that goes and film a review for you. So that is what I have for today. Let me just check and make sure before I move on. Let me just see if there were any. All right. Thank you. You all have a nice week. Oh, hi, Diane. I didn't even see your name in there. It went right by me. Oh, wonderful. Thank you all for everything, and I will see you soon. All right? God bless. Happy sewing.